I'm asked lately on basically every panel or talk that I do is when do I think the economy is going to recover? Is it Q3? Is it Q4? When is it? And I always answer starting with one word, and that one word is unemployment. If you want to know where our economy is going, you have to look at the unemployment number. We live in a consumption-based consumer economy, and when we have sky-high unemployment, that is downward pressure on all consumption, and it also implies changes to consumption behavior at scale across the country. As it stands, we have 14.7 officially. It's probably closer to 20, and some data coming out last week showed that we had, 40% of people making under $40,000 a year lost their jobs in March, and 19% making between 40 and 100. That is over 90% of the U.S. working populations. That is a tremendous hit to pocketbooks all around the country, and this is why we're seeing a reversion to need-based consumption, and that's going to be a driving theme moving forward. So if you want to know where the economy is going or how it's going to recover, the unemployment number. And look, 10% is usually considered very high in this country. Currently, even at the official number of 14.7%, we're at a record high in the post-World War II world. And I mean, in the Great Depression, unemployment was probably around 25%, depending upon how it was measured. And we're in that ballpark. And so having unemployment past 10%, let's be generous in this number, is really a tremendous effect on our economy. And I don't see how consumption and all, consumption and the use of credit to consume drove so many parts of our economy, and I don't see that juice to the system coming back with higher, unemployment past 10%. So that's the factor to look at. And when you have a question and you're trying to figure out a trend, you want to try to get as close as possible to the root cause, the driving factor behind something. You don't want to spend too much time overanalyzing the derivative effects of it. And one of the root driving forces of our economy is employment. So keep an eye on the unemployment number. That'll give you an indication of where the economy is heading. When we see that recovering steadily for a period of time, that may indicate an uptick in consumption. Until then, downward pressure on consumption. And that is short-term deflationary. That's how you see sales, things like this. So short-term deflationary, downward pressure on consumption. And keep an eye on that number. We'll see how this plays out. Very interesting times.